Hello, everybody. My name is Dom of X, Near Mint Condition Manager. Today, I am happy to continue to host these. These are, of course, the creator-owned and other IP solicitations for the previews month of October. I am, of course, joined by both of my wonderful friends. The first of which is to the middle of this vertical style video.
Yes, thank you for having me. And my name is Taylor of Taylor Talks Comics. Did want to make a quick announcement. Anybody that's watching, please go over to my YouTube channel, Taylor Talks Comics. Tomorrow, I'm restarting my weekly live show where I go over all the comic book news. So tomorrow at noon Eastern, I'll be doing a live stream, and we'll be talking about the San Diego Comic-Con news. So Taylor Talks Comics on YouTube. Check it out. Subscribe, please. James, put the link in the comment. Thank you. Link in the comments.
There we go, indeed. And to the right of him is somebody who had some pretty exciting news backstage, but has none other than...
Yeah, Joe Talks Comics, sometimes known as Joe Loves Comics, podcast where I talk Invincible comics that we've been reading jointly, plus creator interviews and covering my own coverage of the solicits. Currently on a bit of a summer hiatus, and has been a new episode for a while, but there's a pretty substantial backlog to dig into if people are interested. So yeah, excited to be here. Normally I even wear my red Joe Talks Comics t-shirt, but I was already wearing a Superman t-shirt today, and that felt appropriate enough, even though this isn't a DC stream for the summer of Superman and everything.
And with the movie, yeah, for sure. Actually, we could circle around to that real quick, and then I think we can head into the solicits. I know that both of you two have watched the movie from our previous conversations, but what do you guys think?
Of Superman?
Yes.
Oh, fantastic! I saw Fantastic Four as well. Both of them are 10 out of 10 for me. I'm an easy grader. Leave me alone. But I had a great time watching both of them. I think this is the best summer for superhero movies we've had in a long, long time. I do have Superman just a little bit above Fantastic Four, but they're both perfectly what I wanted out of both of them.
Yeah, I just absolutely loved it as well. That and Fantastic Four, just so fun, so full of like whimsy and hope and so
and
bright
family and
yes,
adventure.
Yeah,
what Fantastic Four is all about.
Just I remember like on Instagram or whatever, I saw someone put like Man of Steel and Fantastic and the recent Fantastic Four and Superman all like side to side, and you just see like the drastic difference in like even just like the color schemes and things.
Yeah, we've had a really good thing. Yeah, I agree. I have not watched Fantastic Four yet. I'm watching it later tonight. This weekend, I will say that my family came back from vacation, and my mom also turned 50. Very big, important milestone for her. So we were too busy throwing a party, but I will be watching it tonight. And,
yeah. How does Omar feel that he is almost as old as your mom?
I mean, he is my YouTube dad, so I mean, there's nothing. There's no getting around it, guys. But alas, we have a lot to get to. But let me just say to the good morning. Yes, Joe is on this one, Bunk. Who'd have known?
It's nice to feel wanted.
Oh my gosh, of course. Munnen, good morning to you. Central Comics, hope you're doing well. Hank, hope you're doing well. Friend Gianni from Biff Bam Bow, hope you're doing well too. Hello, Booster Green, my man, hope you're doing well too. Yeah, Thunder. I really like that movie. I still refuse to call it New Avengers, but it is what it is.
I've not seen it yet. I'm waiting for it to hit Disney Plus.
I saw it in the cinema. Yeah,
that one surprised me a bit. All right, let's go ahead without further ado and talk about all of the independent creator-owned, whatever you would like to call it, schmallet solicitations. Starting it off with the big boys over at Image. The first of which is a deluxe edition of the second volume of Joshua Williamson and Andre Bresson's Birthright, collecting Birthright 26 through 50 and Skybound X #2.
And this is the concluding volume. So in two nice, handsome hardcovers, you can have this entire series of Joshua Williamson, one of the key architects of current modern DC comics.
Yeah, this is one of his two best runs, I would say, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's really interesting because sometimes I thought there's like some writers which I've read a lot of their big two stuff and not some of their like creator own stuff, and other writers it's like the opposite. So like I know that Joshua Williamson's got a load of indie titles that I just haven't got around to yet, such as this one. So definitely something to look at eventually.
Yes, I think a lot of people are excited to have volume 2 on their hands. And yeah, I do think that this and Nailbiter are two really solid books overall. But yes, if you are a big Joshua Williamson fan, you've been like, hey, I really like Superman or Green Arrow, Flash, whatever might be over at DC, I think you will probably enjoy this as well. We do have a couple of artist editions as part of the brand new Act 4 publishing publishing line, if you will, over at Image Comics or through Image Comics. The first of which is Scott Dumbier's printing of the Hellboy in Hell Artist Edition Book 2 by Mike Mignola at $150.
Yeah, so this is so he released the first volume through IDW. I'm kind of hoping that gets reprinted through Act 4 / Skybound / Image one day, because I don't have it. But this, I think, will have collected everything, because I think both of them collect every single page. Even in the description there, it says the only way to see these better is if looking over Mike Mignola's shoulders at his drawing board. I know Scott Dumbier has a long relationship with Mike Mignola, like dating back into the 90s. So I'm sure it's like a really special project to be able to do this. And I mean, Hellboy in Hell is Mignola's his magnum opus, perhaps. So really excited for this one. I do say, though, the next one is what I'm most excited about. The next book.
He's more excited for this. But yes,
no offense to Mignola. I love Mike Mignola, his work. I love Hellboy.
Issues 6 through 10 are collected in here. But yes,
the
next one is Wally Wood's
right,
extended edition artists edition at $195. So this is a bigger tome, but you have stories included here on My World, Came the Dawn, Mars's Heaven, Blockade, and many more, along with the unpublished Spawn of Venus.
So this has been previously released through IDW, but this includes 10 more stories. So if you have the previous edition, this includes 10 more stories, taking it to a total of 28 complete stories. So a lot of artist editions, if you're not familiar, will collect like just pages here and there of stories. They don't have like complete, you can't like actually sit down and read them. But then some artist editions you can sit down and read the whole story as if you have like the original art boards, art pages in your hands. And this will be that. This will be 28 complete stories. Now, if you're not familiar with EC Comics, those were like 6 to 8 page strips. So they're not like full 28 issues. This isn't going to be like an omnibus sized or anything like that. I think it'll clock in probably around 200 some pages. But regardless, Wallace Wood, one of the all-time great comic book artists, period, but definitely probably the best science fiction artist of all time. His work is just impeccable. If you've not checked it out, I implore you to go check out a collection of his EC Comics. You can find like a cheaper version, like a cheaper hardback version of like his EC sci-fi stories through Fantagraphics or what have you, if you want to sample it before you slap down almost $200 for this book. But definitely one of the books I'm most excited about. And it comes out, would you say February 4th?
Yeah. So next year on February. Yeah, we got people excited. Booster excited for Birthright 2. Wheelchair Man also excited for Birthright Deluxe Volume 2. That thing will be a budget buster, but well worth it. I mean, these are, this next one is also a budget buster, which is the direct market exclusive. So if you are looking for the DM variant, or I'm wondering, is there going to be 2 covers? Yeah, we got 2 covers of an artist edition, which I think is crazy.
They did do that a lot through IDW. They'd have like slipcase versions with different covers, but now they're over at Skybound. Skybound has now gotten into the habit of doing DM covers, so it's kind of works out that way.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, those are the only hardcovers that we have specifically for Image. I know a pretty small month comparatively to for the hardcovers compared to what we had before. We do have a couple of compendiums. The first one of which is 68 by Mark Kidwell and Nat Jones, collecting the full 30 issue comics run of 68.
I've not read this. This looks to be like a Vietnam War zombie story.
Yeah, indeed.
Which sounds amazing. I love any sort of Vietnam War story. So I need to read this. Have either of you read this? No? Because this is an older
No,
title.
but
Isn't it?
that's a cool cover.
Yeah, this came out like a
Grabbing
long time
cover.
ago, didn't it?
Oh yeah, very long time ago.
Yeah, like I mean, it didn't come out in 1968, but it came out in like the early aughts, I think.
Yes.
Or I don't know, but regardless, I want to read it. This next one is a reprint. The All Negro Comics, America's first black comic trade paperback. This was a Kickstarter at first, and then I feel like another publisher might have picked it up. But regardless, if you want to check out an overview of this, BJ Kicks over at Comics Are Dope on YouTube, which I'm sure James, if he's in the chat, can post a link, did an overview of this, and he really touted the how cool it was as a historical document of the first comics made by black people, black artists and black writers, I believe. And it includes a lot of historical things like essays and that kind of stuff too. So it looks like it won an Eisner. It's got the little badge on its cover there. So this is being reissued through Image now, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't realize he did an overview of it as well, because I remember when it was kickstarted, I saw a couple of people that brought it to my attention and some other people's, and then I sort of forgot about it until the reprints. I might have to.
Yeah.
I'm almost certain he did an overview of it. James will be able to find it if he did,
Yeah.
but if not, then I
Yes,
could be wrong. But if not, then I'm going to tell him to do an overview in preparation for this coming out.
Well, there you go. Solid Snake is asking you a question, Taylor. Is Mickey Mouse and the Amazing Lost Ocean officially out of print?
It's out of stock on Fantagraphics website, and they do designate on their website whether it's out of stock or out of print typically. So it just says out of stock, which usually means they're going to reprint it. I don't have any news on when or if or when they're going to reprint it, but I know that was a big seller for them. So I imagine they'll be trying to rush that to a reprint soon.
You got the
Yes.
link. There you go. Thank you, James.
I was right. I was really. Joe made me a little nervous there. I was like, wait a minute, did he not do an? I know I talked to BJ about it. I was like, I'm certain he did an overview.
He's like, wow, I got two. It's either he did or he didn't. Well, I'm glad that you landed.
I'll have to watch that later.
There you go. We got the Astounding Wolfman Compendium Volume 1 by Rob Kirkman and a whole bunch of other different creators, including Jason Howard, who was the main illustrator on this book. No DM, but I remember when this was specifically announced, issues 1 through 25 and Invincible 57 are collected in here.
So this is the fifth compendium of the Invincible universe type books we've gotten so far.
Yeah, I was going to say they've been really cranking those out with the show and everything in the extended universe. Like all sorts of old Invincible properties, Invincible Universe properties.
And this is only $39. It's only 26 issues, so it's not as fat as some of the compendiums we get, but it's got a cheaper price tag on it, which is nice.
It does indeed.
Yeah, I remember reading I guess that's 57. It's connected here, where I guess he shows up, but I never read the actual series.
I've never read the actual series either. Maybe it's time. Seems like Dan is excited for the Wolfman Compendium, though. Yeah, I have just been astounded with like all of I know it's a small sample size, but when I worked at my comic shop, most of the frequently asked or ordered books that we get from our shop are those Invincible Compendiums volumes 1 through 3. I can't tell you how many people who don't often come to a comic shop, like people who aren't regulars, come in and ask, "Hey, do you have these volumes in stock?" Because they want to read, and I think it's really cool that.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great set. I remember years ago now when I first wanted to read Invincible, I got like the first hardcover, which was like nice. But then I obviously realized that oh, hang on, why am I going to spend like much more on like 12 hardcovers when I could just get the compendiums for cheaper? And obviously I know that, like a pill of hardcovers, but in terms of like practicality, that you can't beat the compendiums.
Oh, you can't. No.
Yeah, and I'm on record for saying that I'm not the biggest fan of Robert Kirkman's writing, but the one positive I always say is that he has two great series now that are bringing in non-comic book readers, and that's The Walking Dead and Invincible. Both because of their TV adaptations, I think, are bringing in people to want to read the comics. And anytime he gets foot traffic into a comic book shop that's not normally there, kudos to you. I'm happy for that, because hopefully those people will then buy other comics as well.
Yes, indeed. So we applaud the people over at Skybound for making that happen. Bug Wars Volume 1, Lost in the Yard, one of my favorite independent series, believe it or not. This is by Jason Aaron and Mahmoud Asrar. collecting the first 6 issues.
I have not read this yet. I'm excited to read it. And you guys know I love a good elevator pitch. In the elevator pitch here, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids meets Conan the Barbarian. I'm sold. Anytime you get like a sort of like weird mashup like that you wouldn't normally think of, sign me up.
Yeah, I've been eagerly anticipating this collection.
And I think Paperback Dan in the chat, if he's here, I think he really enjoys this series as well.
Nice.
Yeah. There we go. I was gonna say I know he's been picking up at a shop every week or every month or whatever.
Yes, indeed. So I'm waiting for a deluxe on this one. I have the issue.
Oh, yeah.
In my but this is phenomenal, guys. Like I would not miss it for the world if it happened. A lot of people have been reading or have read this series though, which is A Billion Genies by Charles Soule and Ryan Brown. I sold the heck out of it when I was at the comic shop, not knowing that it would get adapted into I guess a movie. Pitched off to Amazon. But anyways, if you are interested in what if every single person in the world decided, hey, we have a genie in our hands now, and we get one wish, what happens to the world? Find it out here. This is going to collect the 8-issue series.
Whenever I heard the pitch for this series, I always think of the scene from Bruce Almighty, where Jim Carrey has like the power of God, and he's just like saying yes to everyone's prayer, and then the whole world like turns into chaos.
Yeah.
But I do love this team. I love Ryan Brown's artwork. It's so much fun. Charles Soule. I really dug their curse words. Curse words?
Yeah, curse words.
Yeah. I love that series a lot, but I've not read this yet. So I need to get on that.
You have to.
It's only 8 issues, all collected here in one paperback. Definitely want to check this out. And they have a new series they're working on too, don't they?
I don't remember the name of it though. Bug Wars is fun. There we go. Trish B says I read the first issue. I'm hooked. Johnny agrees. Bug Wars is supposed to be only 6 issues.
Really?
Yeah, only.
I was thinking it's gonna be like his Jason Aaron's new long ongoing, especially since he's jumping off of TMNT.
Seems like a lot of the things that he's doing nowadays are pretty short stint, except for Absolute Superman.
Huh. That's disappointing to hear.
I think it's the sort of thing where I think he said that there might be like a bit of a break, but he's going to maybe come back.
Wait, go back up. Doesn't it say Volume 1?
It does, but Image also does that a lot. Like we had a Die Volume 1 deluxe hardcover, but that's all of Die.
Huh.
No, I think Gillen's very strongly hinted that he's doing more of Die. So
that's also true.
Interesting.
It's not that they can't come back. Right? I mean, it is their own comic. That is the.
Oh wait, Paperback Dan has breaking news here.
Chapter series. Okay.
Yeah.
News of one.
Gonna have that new #1 boost each time.
But yeah, because like when they solicit in single issues, it always was like 1 of 6, 2 of 6, etc. So yeah, I hope there's a sequel.
Because it also talks about like Bug Wars Book 1, so it sounds like I'm trying to find.
Look at that. This is why volume numbers are important, guys, and maybe why I can understand the frustration I now like with Taylor, where he talks about like this is why stuff shouldn't relaunch. This is partly.
Yes.
I think this is part of why he has these rants every time.
It's so dumb. I hate it.
Oh my goodness.
Let's keep the numbers going. This next series is great though.
Yeah, we got Fish Flies, which is a Jeff Lemire written and drawn mini series, 7 issues, $24.99.
And we got the hardcover already. So this is a trade paperback version, and anytime you get Lemire on art and writing, it's always good.
Yeah, this was one of those fun series that was entertaining to read monthly or bi-monthly, as it were, and also I think what really great is the collection because it meant that like there was a bit more of a gap between issues, but when a new issue came out, it was really worth it. So yeah, I really recommend.
For sure. So yeah, big praise from our panel. We got Haunt, the complete collection trade paperback, another Robert Kirkman book. Although I'm surprised that they're not doing it's not called a compendium, but what?
I know, because this Spawn universe? I know it's like a McFarlane Kirkman.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all the other Spawn books are getting called compendiums. This was curious when I saw this. I've not read this though. I've heard great things about it. I've heard a lot of people say that this is one of the. Oh wait, is it not great? Oh, it is Spawn. Okay. I've heard a lot of people say this is one of the better titles that has McFarlane's name attached from like this century, I guess. I don't know. Like
This century, I guess. That's
well, I don't know. I don't know how to clarify that. Like McFarlane had good. I didn't want to make it seem like McFarlane's ever made a good comic, but although I think he's just a co-writer, I think it's mostly Kirkman.
That's the weird thing as well. I remember like finding out about Hauntings. Like, you never see anyone talk about it, so I just found out about it randomly a while ago, and it's like, oh, Kirkman, McFarlane, Ryan Otley, and Greg Capullo. Like, how could it possibly be bad with a team like that?
Right.
I don't know. Maybe I'll finally check it out with this new collection.
It's weird because like you think with all those names, Joe, like it'd be like a much bigger thing, like especially attached. I mean,
well, even sorry, I like even like regardless of the quality, you think they would at least get more conversation. I don't know.
Right? Yeah, I never hear anybody talk about it, which is
Might be fun at least.
Yeah, there you go. So pick it up if you are intrigued by more Spawn. From the Ghost Machine line, we do have the first volume of Hyde Street. This is my current favorite, I would say, of the books that are coming out right now from Ghost Machine. This is by Jeff Johns and Ivan Reyes. If you have read Aquaman, if you have read Blackest Night, if you have read Green Lantern, Teen Titans, this is the book for you. Or Justice League. If you are a fan of any of those, it is the same creative team. This is going to collect the first 6 issues at $14.99.
I'm excited by the premise of this one. Doesn't it have to do with like the X-ray specs, like advertisements in the comic books?
Yeah, indeed. And it's also like not your classic like scary type of horror. It's a completely different genre of horror, which that's the reason why like
There's been quite a few comic series over the years that have touched base with those like old advertisements in comics. I think my favorite is probably Flex Metallo, but I always love that kind of concept because I love those old ads in comics. So it's always like I don't know, just something of interest in mine. So I do want to read this. Definitely when I get a chance. Is this it though for Hyde Street?
No, it's an ongoing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all of the Jeff Johns books are ongoing.
So it'll get a deluxe treatment eventually.
Oh, it will definitely.
The teaser in the Ghost Machine one shot last year was interesting. So it's like it should be a fun read.
Oh, it definitely. Yeah, I am enjoying it the most out of the 4.
Nice.
Out of the 4, so I definitely rate this high. Invincible Universe Battle Beast Volume 1 Heart of Glory. We got a main cover. We have a DM cover from Ryan Otley. Advanced solicitation for the of course the Amazon Prime, whatever you would like to call it, collecting the 6-issue series.
This is Kirkman and Otley joining together for the first time since Invincible, isn't it?
You'd be correct.
Yeah. Honestly, Ollie's just one of my favorite artists. I think it's just awesome. So I'm excited to. I mean, there's more of this to come out just to read it like straight through.
Yeah,
sit down. It should be really fun. Cool character too.
Yeah, it does look. I will say it does look cool. I do remember. This was a series where they started doing the packs for comics that you can't like see the variant.
The blind bags,
yeah, the blind bags, which seems like other publishers have taken to heart. You know, if there's anything that I've learned as a former Pokemon card collector and also as a former sports card collector, is that the easiest way to get more people into the thing that you are in is to create these cool packs, advertise the heck out of it, and not let anybody know what's in them. And because, you know, I mean, look at how big Vegas is, right? For example, people like to gamble.
I hate it. I hate any sort of blind bag, blind pack. All of that's such a gimmick to me. I hate it. I avoid those things like the plague. I want to know what I'm buying.
Were bad enough, depending on who you talk to. So
yeah. Oh yeah. It's how.
But again, I will say Kirkman compliments. He knows how to market stuff.
Yeah. I will say, like, as somebody who used to play sports games, I don't as much anymore. There were specific game modes where they're created so that you create your best. Like, you say you want to build your own like cool fantasy NBA team with legends from the past. You had to open packs to do that, and a lot of times it had to be incentivized. So I understand the frustration of people. Hey, That's not within me and my own confines. Continuing on though, we do have David Desmalchian from Ant-Man and the Dark Knight Returns on Knights versus Samurai Volume 1, collecting the first 6 issues of this this series.
I know nothing about this, but the premise sounds awesome.
Yeah. England versus Japan with samurais. We got Null Hunter Volume 1 by Michael Walsh and Gustavo Vargas, collecting the first 10 issues of Null Hunter.
This looks awesome, and I love the premise on this one too. Cyberpunk, always love anything to do with that genre, but it's a retelling of the labors of Hercules, which is a story that's been told a number of times, but it's always
including in Superman.
Right. But like All-Star Superman, right? Yeah. But it's always an interesting premise, and that's why it's told so many times. Is because it is an interesting premise. This collects 1 through 10, but it says Volume 1. So, although you said that doesn't mean anything.
That's what I said. I'm like, it looks like a Volume 1, but if there's anything I learned about these comics, that they can always go back. We do have a backpack edition. This also was if I get this correctly, Joe. I mean, I think they announced this back a couple of weeks ago. If my mind wants
that sounds right.
Yeah. So
first 10 series.
Yeah, first 10 issues of Paperback Girls.
So I'm assuming this is like the smaller editions that we've seen with Saga and Invincible.
I think so.
Like the ones that are supposed to mimic the digest size or tankobon size. Yep. But I love that it's called Backpack Edition. I'm known to throw absolute editions and omnibus editions in my backpack. So there's not many books that are not backpack editions for me, but I do love that labeling. It's fun.
Yeah, I like the name. I think it's appropriate too, considering the book
with the subject matter for sure. And this is a great series, by the way.
I agree.
It's sci-fi. It's like time travel, but the time travel is like really fun and not confusing at all. Yeah. It's really, really great series.
So earnest and fun and gorgeous art and
it's supposed to be 10. Collecting 10 issues, so there'll be 3 volumes, I think. Mm-hmm. Let's do 30 issues total, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it'll be 3 of these.
If you have not read it, guys, I would definitely recommend it. Bitter Root by David F. Walker, Chuck Brown, and Sanford Green returning to Bitter Root, which is weird because we had an omnibus of this recently. Now I kind of understand why I think publishers are so hesitant to do like omnis of these, especially if creators want to go back to the series. Nonetheless, this is going to collect Bitterroot: The Next Movement, issues 1 through 5. Next title we do have is the Department of Truth, Twilight's Last Gleaming, which is volume 6 of the series by James Tynan IV, Martin Simons, and also edited by my friend Steve Fox, collecting issues 28 to 33.
I can't wait for this, and I can't wait for more deluxe editions. I absolutely love the series. It's one of those series that I feel like it gets hype, but it seems like it still has a pretty niche audience. I feel like it's gonna it's gonna be looked back upon with reverence with how good it is.
Well, it's one of those books where like as it's coming out, it's a very slow burn, partly because of the nature of the story, but also because of I mean, I guess like Simmons' artwork takes a while to do and everything, and Tynan's very busy, so it's sort of coming out very gradually, lots of breaks and things. But like when it like does come out, it sort of hits you around the face and it really makes an impact. So I'm sort of enjoying still like keeping up with it over time over the last like 5 years or whatever. So it'll be and then that will make a very cool like binge down the line to just sort of completely envelop you.
Oh, for sure.
It's still going strong.
It is indeed, and I'm really glad that we're on 6 and continuing, which is crazy. We do have a compendium for G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, by, of course, legendary creator Larry Hama. This time joined by Herb Trimp, Rod Wiggum, and Ron Wagner, collecting issues 51 to 78 of G.I. Joe, Yearbook 2 through 4, and Special Missions 1 through 15.
That's exciting. If you're not familiar with the series, this is the original OG G.I. Joe series from the 80s and 90s. The Special Missions were a 15-issue series that Larry Hama also wrote every issue of that. And they weren't like, I don't want to make them seem like they're like super violent and adult, but they were a little bit more more than just PG in violence and tone than the regular G.I. Joe series. Like they're supposed to take it up a little bit of a notch. They're still, kid appropriate, I guess. But so all 15 issues of that's being collected in here, which is great. And this is part of the run that Larry Hama is still writing to this day. He wrote the first 150 odd issues, 154, whatever it was, with Marvel, and then wrote the next 150 plus issues with IDW, and now he's continuing it with Skybound, over 300 issues. So 3 different publishers, over 300 issues that Larry Hama's wrote every single issue for. Really, really incredible stuff. But yeah, this is also the Kickstarter. There's the first 4 volumes, which collected the entirety of the 150 odd issue Marvel run. So this is the second volume of the same content.
Joe, have you read any G.I. Joe or this anyways?
No, I have not. I've even like dipped into like Energon Universe stuff, but not the G.I. Joe side quite yet. Just the like White Rivals and Transformers stuff. So yeah, very little exposure to G.I. Joe, but looks fun.
All right. Continuing on, we have Lady Mechanica Volume 2. We don't have a cover for it, but we do have the contents, which is the next 6 issues of the Tablet of Destinies at $19.99.
And then Monkey Meat, which I didn't even know this was continuing on. But Juni Ba, he's one of those wild artists. Kind of reminds me, because he does all the writing and drawing, which isn't the most common thing for an Image title, but it's awesome. Kind of reminds me of like a Jim Mahfood or a Jamie Hewlett in the fact that his style can be kind of wild and different. It's not your typical drawing out grids for panel borders and things. So I didn't even know this series. I didn't know it had 5 more issues. So I'm kind of excited to see what is entailed with this part of it.
Yeah, there was like 3 years between the first volume and the sequel volume. So I was very excited over the last year or so when he was teasing that there'd be more. So I haven't dove into any of this, but I absolutely loved the first volume. So I'm excited to read this like very fun like anthology. These like different fables and him bringing his own influence into it.
Yeah.
And and I think I could be wrong, but I think this new volume has like 2 stories in each issue as opposed to the first volume, which just had 1 story in an issue. So that's fun as well.
It's more jam-packed. Yeah, for sure. This is I wanted to read it in a deluxe format because I remember reading the first series of this and I loved it. So I need more. We got Phantom Road Volume 3 by Jeff Lemire and Gabriel Hernandez Walta, collecting the issues from issues 11 to 15, $14.99.
I need to check the series out because they both did what was the series they did over at I didn't forget the company.
Oh, Sentient.
TKO. Sentient, yeah. Sentient with TKO. Absolutely love that series. I think Gabriel Hernandez Volta's artwork is perfect for a Jeff Lemire type story. Jeff Lemire, I love his artwork whenever he does art and writing, but he also pairs himself up with artists really well to where he like gets the most out of the artist, which writers sometimes struggle with. Like Dustin Nguyen on Descender was perfect for that. Like every time it works with a different artist. But anyways, I love the artwork in Sentient, and I think it worked well with Lemire's story. So I need to check this out to see this duo again.
Yeah.
Nice, yeah.
Saga Volume 3, a new edition. Fiona Staples and Brian K. Vaughan, collecting issues 13 through 18 in the digest format.
Backpack edition.
No, we need to call. What do we call Saga? News. I have no idea.
Baby in the Womb edition. I don't know.
Baby in the. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. Yeah, people. Yeah, Phantom Road. Those are already 15 issues plus strong. Phantom Road is incredible. Recently read through it so far. Yeah, high praise for everybody I know who's been reading the book. And last but not least, which I say on this, I need to have a new catchphrase. World Tree, Volume 3 by Tynan and Blanco with Jordi Belair on colors. This is going to be $16.99.
I always say this. I need to read more James Tynion stories because, like I already said, I love Department of Truth and I love some of the few comics I've read of his. This one is always on my radar for like most interesting to me that I need to read. Probably this and Blue Book. As far as what I need to read next, because I love Department of Truth, and I feel like these are kind of adjacent to that. So I still need to read this. I'm glad to see it's at a volume 3 already. Hopefully we get a deluxe edition one day.
Yeah, it's one of those series where I enjoyed the first arc when it started, and then I couldn't get into the second arc as much, and then it was obviously gone on beyond then, so it's more out. So I need to like go back and try and catch up on it and see what I think, because it's definitely interesting. I think it's more issues build up. Lovely art.
Indeed. And now, if you're looking for some of that lovely art from Fernando Blanco, or if you want the Swaddle edition of Saga, be sure to check out our sponsors over in Canada. If you live in Canada and if you're looking for those books, check out BD Cosmos, our sponsors over in Canada. They have a fast track shipping through the Canadian winter. They've got excellent customer service and free shipping with orders over $250 or more. You let them know that we sent you, and you will be entered to get in a monthly gift card raffle. BD Cosmos with Canadian customers in Canada. Hey, I still suck at those. Joe, I'm gonna have you do the thingy later, but
the A was sounded more like a hey, like you're like yelling, like you're an old man yelling at someone on your lawn. Like, hey, get off my lawn.
Hey, get off my lawn. Oh my goodness. But yes, that is it for Image. Let's go ahead and move over to Dark Horse. First book of which we do have is The Witcher, which is the titles are called The Witcher. 1799. This is the fourth in a series of adaptations from The Last Wish.
I don't know much about this series, but this is like video game heaven for this week this month, because all these next books are all like art of video games. Which I don't know if you just want to roll through them. I don't have much to say about the video game.
Yeah, I don't think we do. But if you are interested in these video games, again, they are here. If you are a fan of Ubisoft's Pax Romana Anno 117, this is $54.99. We got the Art of Doom: The Dark Ages at $54.99. We got the Art of Rust for $54.99. Art of Outer Worlds 2 at $54.99. So if you're interested there, check them out. The next actual thing, or the one that is a comic, is Jody Hauser and Ryan Kelly's Assassin's Apprentice Volume 3, collecting the third series, issues 1 through 6.
That's the third and final chapter.
Yes, indeed. So this is the final part. Yeah, final part. If you are enjoying the series, be sure to check it out. Is there any info on if and when Hellboy in Hell Library Edition is going to get a reprint? Nothing that we know of so far.
But it'll come. Those are, I'm pretty sure Dark Horse has said those library editions of Hellboy are like evergreen titles. Yeah. They probably haven't reprinted a lot of them recently because they just came out with the massive Hellboy whatever edition they came out with.
Yeah,
but it'll come. Just hold off. Yeah. I wouldn't spend an arm and a leg on that. Hold off until that book is available from one of our sponsors. But it'll be there.
Indeed. We also have The Last of Us Part 2 and Part 1 for the scripts. If you are
if video game art books wasn't enough, here's some video game script books.
Yeah, I saw that elsewhere. I was like, oh, interesting.
Yeah, listen, I would be first in line to buy a book full of Alan Moore scripts. I love reading Alan Moore scripts. So I'm sure there's somebody out there that loves the idea of The Last of Us video game scripts, but that seems like a niche of a niche of a niche to me.
Yeah. I mean, if there is a niche, I mean, there are people, I guess, who want it out there, for their collection or whatever it might be. I mean, I went to the Nintendo store in San Francisco a month ago, and I'm going back again next week. And there was a specific book that was published by Dark Horse that were just like Mario and Zelda behind the scenes scripts, which is crazy for me to think about. Published by Dark Horse, mind you. So there is a market out there. Like, I have seen people like pick them up off the shelves. Anyways, that's besides me. Benign. Lone Wolf and Cub Deluxe Edition Volume 1. People have been waiting for this. Feels like a million years. $54.99, 720 pages. I wish that
cannot freaking wait for this. Finally, not only are we getting oversized artwork with Lone Wolf and Cub, because they've only released recently those short little omnibus editions, which I hate, from Dark Horse. But also, for the first time in English, we're getting the right to left format with Lone Wolf and Cub. So this is one of the early manga that was translated into English back in the day. It had some really cool single issues, I think from Eclipse Comics or First Comics, I can't remember. But Frank Miller did covers for the single issues. But since they thought that the American audience wouldn't be able to get over, reading right to left, they flipped all the artwork and made it left to right. And then since it's been released in omnibus editions and paperbacks and that sort of thing, it's all been left to right. But now we're getting right to left format. We're getting in a beautiful deluxe editions. I can't freaking wait. There's going to be, I think, 9 to 10 volumes total. Josh Greathouse is in the chat. You probably let us know. Because I think there was 27, 28 to 30-ish tankobons. And these are collecting 3 per volume.
Well,
I love the design of them. They look like an ancient text kind of book, like on a parchment paper almost. Cannot wait for this. And they're releasing pretty rapidly because we're getting this one in December.
Yeah,
I think the next one after this comes out in March or April.
Oh wow, yeah.
So they're going to pump them out, which is one thing I love about Dark Horse, that they pump out these manga deluxe editions. I just wish they would do it with the Go Tanabe HP Lovecraft deluxe editions. I'm still waiting on a second volume of that. Dark Horse, if you're watching, please come on. Let's go. But yeah. 12 volumes, Josh Greyhouse says. And the singles were with First Comics. See, I almost had all the information there, Josh. Are you a little bit proud of me? I can talk a little bit of manga.
You can. Yeah, someday, Munin, someday. Yeah, EC Stories by Wally Wood is a must-have. I think you and Taylor speak very much alike. Yeah, we also got Planetes, the second deluxe edition at $49.99, which features
Planetes. Oh, okay. I've been trying to figure out how to pronounce the freaking name of this book. It seems like every YouTuber that does a review of it says Planetes, however you want to pronounce it. Is like what they say every single time they talk about it, and then you just threw a third one in there.
Why would it be?
Joe, you're our pronunciation expert. How's this pronounced?
Oh, I don't.
I'll do you a favor. The mangaka's name is Makoto Yukimura, so I'll do that one for you. But what's the title? Planetes? Planet?
I don't know. I would say
Planetites?
Maybe, probably. I don't know. Plananitas is tempting because it just feels a bit extra, but no.
Regardless, this is book 2.
Planet is just ignoring the E entirely.
Yeah, I don't know, but this is book 2. It's the only 2-volume series. They released this previously in paperbacks, 2 volumes, so they're just mimicking that exact contents in hardcover, 2 volumes. So if you're looking for a shorter manga series, you can't dedicate shelf space to 45 volumes of Berserk deluxe editions or whatever. Here's 2 for you.
Yes, indeed. It has Jupiter in it, and I love the solar system and the universe. So
yeah,
I do need to pick up volume 1 at some point. I don't have money, but
I have the paperbacks, Josh. I see you asking who's going to pick this up. I think I'm just going to stick with the paperbacks.
Okay, there you go. And Shaolin Cowboy, Beginning of the End, results 21 years of blood, sweat, and chainsaws. Wow. $34.99, 288 pages.
I love Jeff Darrow. I'm a huge fan of his. I love this series, Shaolin Cowboy. If you guys want to see an ultra violent comic book series with like super hyper detailed artwork that you're just gonna like pour over every single little nook and cranny of it, every single page, and be blown away by the artwork, this is a series for you. This is like a somewhat of a Celebration greatest hits type deal. It's collecting the first series, but then also some short stories that have not been collected in this format, because he's released, I think, 4 volumes of Shaolin Cowboy in these oversized library editions that are kind of like the French European albums. And I love them. I'm missing Who Will Stop the Rain. Anybody in the chat, if you have a way to, or tip on where to find the hardcover version of Who Will Stop the Rain, let me know. I've been looking for it for a price that's not $400. So I'm waiting for a reprint of that, but this one I'll probably pick up because I am missing some of the short stories in it.
Well, there you go. We do have Arcana Royale by Cullen Bunn and AC Zamudio, collecting the 4-issue series. Lock and Key meets Rounders in this gambler casino-esque setting.
It's classic Cullen Bunn. I mean, the guy writes a new comic book series every day.
That's
So
true. He writes a new idea every day. The trick to Cullen, I remember listening to him on some pod talking about this or whatever. He said that the thing that keeps him up every morning is that he has to write a brand new idea that he hasn't thought of before in a sketchbook daily. And if he doesn't do that, he
Wow.
won't get a new comic book. Continuing on, we got Christmas 365. From Mikey Way of My Chemical Romance, collecting the 4-issue series.
yes, I still am. I hate to say I was a big fan of My Chemical Romance. Back in high school, I was a huge My Chemical Romance fan, still am. And Gerard Way, the brother of Mikey, we know who has written Umbrella Academy, Doom Patrol, True Lives of the Fabulous Killjoys. This is his brother Mikey, who they both grew up big comic book fans. So it's cool to see Mikey jump into comics. I don't think this is his first comic, though, by the way. I think he's done other ones. But Jonathan Rivera, who did Cave Carson as an Interstellar Eye, which was also with the Young Animal imprint.
Mm-hmm.
I think Mikey Way wrote that, actually. I think these two did Cave Carson together. Maybe. I don't know. But it was with the Young Animal imprint. So I'm kind of excited to see this. I love a good Christmas story. You know, why not?
If you like Christmas, this is the one to. I mean, it's right there. It's right there during the holidays.
Oh, yes, Josh, by the way, in the chat, I will be picking up Lone Wolf and Cub for sure.
Yes, he will. Creepy Presents. Alex Toth, $24.99. First complete
Toth.
collection. Toth. Listen, man. I look at it. Okay, Joe, you say it instead of me so that we get the impression
Alex
that.
Toth.
There we
Toth.
go. There
You
we
got to put some respect on his name. He's one of the great geniuses of comic book art. No, this is collecting all of Alex Toth's work with Creepy and Eerie magazine. This has been previously released in a hardcover, so I'm expecting them to just reprint that same thing in trade paperback. If you're not wanting to dedicate a whole shelf to your Creepy and Eerie books, and you want some great artwork, this is amazing. Alex Toth is truly a master. Actually, I just picked up I found this Alex Toth book in my Half Price Books the other day.
Oh,
Bravo for Adventure.
Ooh.
Yeah, Alex Toth's amazing, though.
is this any different from the hardcovers?
I don't think so. I think it'll be the exact same contents.
Okay. Continuing on, we have Erie's Archives, Volume 12. Double-sized volume. All double-sized now.
Yeah, so we talked about that last month, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. $34.99 for this one.
Looks like they're double sizing all of them. But Bernie Wrightson, Wally Wood, Richard Corbin, you can't go wrong with those illustrators.
Yep, completely agreed. Continuing on, we got Gunsmith Cats Omnibus Volume 3, which is third installment, $29.99 at 648 pages. Collecting we don't have the collecting, but anyways. If you want high quality paper, 648 pages of high quality paper, anyways.
And this is Josh Greathouse's favorite manga of all time.
I know, it's just crazy.
I don't know if that's true or not, but I know he loves it.
Yeah, he does indeed love it. Shadow Out of Time, $21.99, 370 pages.
I am on the brink of giving up on these deluxe editions and just buying all of these because I loved Of the Mountains of Madness by Go Tanabe, his adaptation that was in the deluxe edition. I love H.P. Lovecraft, and he's released so many of these little tankobons, but they're small, and his artwork is so great. I want to see it oversized. But he keeps pumping them out, and Dark Horse is not doing deluxe editions. I might have to just pick these up. I'm almost tired of waiting because I want to read these so bad. But here's another one.
Yeah, definitely need to get them. They're not really cool.
Yeah, they do look really cool, and there's just too many to get. Keep Your Hands Off Aizuken, Volume 8, $14.99, 168 pages.
Not familiar with this one.
Madman Omnibus Volume 2, $49.99, 576 pages of the second part of a 6-part quote-unquote compendium type set.
Yeah, these are collecting the exact same contents of the library editions that we got. You can't recommend this series enough. I always say that, Alan Moore in the 80s with Watchmen deconstructed the superhero genre for then creators to rebuild it into a new era, renaissance, if you will. And I feel like Mike Allred took that and ran with it. I feel like he's the best example of a reconstructionist superheroes, and his Madman series is perfect for that. It's fun. It's retro. It's like introspective. It's like pop art. It's a blast to read. Can't recommend it enough. And this includes the Superman crossover. So you get rare DC comics being
nice.
published in Dark Horse.
They misspelled Michael's name in the solicitation.
Oh, that's Michelle Avon Oeming.
Oh, Wayming. Okay, I like it.
I don't know.
Last but not least, Red and Blue Monster Hunters by Sarah Soler and Joamit Gill at $14.99, 64 pages.
Cool.
All right, that is it for Dark Horse. Let's go ahead and move on to Boom. Which of the first of these books is Matt Kint and Ron Garney's Berserker Bloodlines, collecting Lost Book of B, Poetry of Madness, Fallen Empire, and Faceful of Bullets one-shots, $39.99, 224 pages.
So this is not labeled as deluxe, even though it has pretty much a deluxe price, and the trim size says it's like standard sized.
But it's standard size, yeah.
That's curious. They already released the deluxe edition of the main story. You'd think that they would have a matching deluxe here, but especially since it has Steve Scroce artwork in it. Steve Scroce is another one of those like Jeff Darrow type, like hyper detailed artists that you love to see oversized. Both Jeff Darrow and Steve Scroce went on to do storyboards for The Matrix.
Indeed.
So
Crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is not a deluxe, but if you are continuing on your Berserker collection, this is something that you should definitely pick up. Labyrinth Beyond the Goblin City complete, $60, 304 pages. I know nothing about this, unfortunately.
is it a new story in that same universe? I think it is.
Jim Henson.
I love the movie. I don't know anything about the comic though.
I don't either. But if you are interested, it is an oversized format. So
Then we have another
Yeah.
Labyrinth book next.
yep, and we do have the Coronation. So continuing on, $60 again. Hey, but this time by Cy Spurrier.
The old untold origin of the Goblin King.
Yeah, collecting issues 1 through 12.
Interesting.
Yeah, these are new stories from Mr. Josh. We've got Dune, House Atreides, the deluxe edition. So people I know have been waiting on this. It is now fully oversized, $49.99, 336 pages, collecting the first 12 issues.
It's the prequel to Dune. So you've been loving those movies. Here you go. Another Labyrinth book, or is this a paperback version?
This is the graphic novel. Celebrate the landmark 40th anniversary, because it proudly presents the graphic adaptation of the novelization. Collecting issues.
The graphic adaptation of the novelization of the movie.
Yes,
That is
it's a mouthful.
interesting. It's like filtering it through 3 times over.
Indeed. We also got Lumberjanes Book 2. I remember reading a lot of the at least the first arc of Lumberjanes and liking it. This is by Catley, Gus Allen, Shannon Waters, and Andy Stevenson. $29.99, 336 pages, collecting the next 12 issues of Lumberjanes, which is issues 13 through 24.
I said this last month, but I want to pick these up, these new editions, because I think my son and I would enjoy reading them together. And later we'll have a paperback version, so they're doing a hardcover and paperback.
Yeah, we do have both of those indeed. Oh, Joe, I know that you have been enjoying this one. This is Wind Book 4, Power of the Blood, 1999, 208 pages, collecting issues 1 through 4.
Yeah, one of my favorites. I made a commitment like 3 or 4 years ago to get the like hardcovers of this, the like smaller like digest sized hardcovers, which is interesting. But yeah, it's such a great series, and very excited
Give us the elevator pitch on this one, Joe.
So Tynion is obviously known for very like horror influenced properties, like what we saw Wild Tree earlier in Department of Truth was very freaky, and obviously something is akin to children, although that is slightly more closer to Wind and the more like YA bent. So it's like a YA fantasy series with lots of like LGBTQ plus like themes as well, with Wind. And it's just a very fun sort of fantasy tinged series of like its own takes on like vampires and this like kingdom, and it's a whole thing that it's very cool to see unfold. And Deanna Innes's artwork it fits the story really nicely because it just has that sort of like cartoonish sort of whimsy and vibe to it. I know that he did some work previously with Tiny and on The Woods from like a decade ago, which I haven't read yet, even though I need to get that nice hardcover recently, and also apparently some work on TMNT, the NNS, so that's really cool that I also haven't read. So yeah, I really love its artwork, and I'm very excited to read this. I think it's like the penultimate volume, so yeah, we'll see how it ends soon.
Interesting. I might have to check this out and see if I don't know if it's appropriate for my son or not, as far as like how scary it is. He scares easily.
Yeah. It might be. I think it is that kind of book. So
it is. I mean, Eisner Award and GLAAD Media Award winning. So that's pretty cool.
The hardcovers and things and the collections are labeled under the Boom Box imprint, whereas I think is for like the more YA stuff. So yeah,
my son's in that weird. He's 10, so he's in that weird age where he's like preteen to like some of the stuff that's more teenager. It's like I don't know. I'll read it though first and see if it seems like something he would dig.
Okay, well there you go. Look at that. You might have made a new fan of Wind Taylor. Hello, I Heart Retro. Hope you're doing well, man. Good morning to you.
We got more of these Coheed and Cambria comics right here.
Dude, no World for Tomorrow, Volume 3 in the Amory Wars. Go to Polo. I'm burning Star 4 Volume 2. Oh my gosh, that's a mouthful. $17.99, 112 pages, collecting issues 9 through 12 of the series.
Coheed and Cambria came from that emo era where song titles had to be like an essay, where it had to be like long, stretched out names. So it makes sense that it's a mouthful.
Well, I mean, Matt Rosenberg does the same thing now with his titles, although they very much are geared more to manga. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Joe,
I was going to say it's like the only comic I've seen to actually outdo Matt Rosenberg on his titles.
Yeah, that's every single Matt Rosenberg creator-owned title, but alas. If you're interested in the Lumberjanes in trade paperback, it is available at $19.99. Misfit City, the complete collection at $19.99, 224 pages, collecting the 8-issue series.
How did this one looks cool? Oh, science fiction.
No, you got 4 friends on the right. I like those types of stories. Well, typically, anyways. Continuing on, we do have, yeah. Go ahead, Joe. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say it looks like it's sort of like not like parody, but sort of set in like inspired by like the Goonies kind of thing.
Yeah, that's what it says. It looks like there's a movie within the story called The Gloomies that it's based off of.
Legally distinct.
Indeed.
Which I love. The Goonies, one of the greatest movies of all time.
Indeed. Got Red Before Black by Stephanie Phillips, who is currently on a Phoenix and to be a brand new She-Hulk spin-off from Imperial, and Goran Suzuka collecting this 6-issue series.
And then we get Stan Lee writing this next story. Or did he? Got Stan Lee, Mark Waid, and Tom Payer. Those are three not small names. And Chad Harden, 1999. Part of the 20th anniversary of Boom series. This was an older series when Stan was still with us. His name's on it. He maybe sat in for a meeting or two for it. I'm just kidding. But Mark Waid, though, by all means, if you want a book written by him, here you go.
Oh yeah, if you're a big...
that actually sounds fun. Yeah.
We're getting win paperbacks too.
So if you like those trade paperbacks in smaller size, check it out. Well, yes, that takes us takes us to the end of Boom. And with that, Joe, I sent a thing. If you could read that to our little chat online, so we can get you with the program.
Yes, if you live in Europe and are interested in buying and pre-ordering Omnis, then you should definitely check out Walt's Comic Shop in Berlin, Germany. They have the cheapest pre-order prices for Marvel and DC big books within the EU, flat shipping rate of €12 for all EU countries, bulletproof packaging, and all emails will be answered within 24 hours. They also offer a superb selection of new titles and out-of-print books. What comic shop your reliable source for Omnis and collected editions in Europe? Ting.
Yes! That
Love
was
it.
a astounding yes. Absolutely.
Melanie would be
Absolutely.
proud.
Melanie would absolutely be proud. So yes. Will Omar do a first look on Power Rangers the Pink Deluxe? Yeah, he should be.
I think
We
he
have.
hasn't he?
I
Not,
don't.
it hasn't been released yet, but I think he's done I think it's in the pipeline.
It's a yeah. It's a yeah. Trust me, it is.
It'll come out in the future though, at some point.
We promise. We just had a busy. He's trying to get back into the roll of things, so we are continuing to move along with that.
I know
as
the
well.
guy takes a vacation every weekend now. At this point, right?
Well, I know he's gonna take even more vacations in the future. Wink,
He's
wink.
just overworking Dom. He's like, I got Dom now. I can take vacations every weekend.
Well, hey, you know what? It's a win for me. But alas, we do have wind. Thank you, Joe. Absolutely well done on that front, my friend. We got IDW this time on the go around. We just don't have much out in October. We got Star Trek Defiant, Volume 5, No Old Warriors by Chris Cantwell and Angel Unzueta, one of the creative teams on Iron Man. Collecting issues 22 to 25.
Nice.
No, Josh, I don't have the capital for that, even if I wanted to. You got Bridge Planet 9 trade paperback by Jared Throne. Oh, actually, that is a nice cover. I like that.
I like the cover a lot.
Oh, yeah.
A Heist Gone Wrong in this intimate sci-fi graphic novel. 1999, 208 pages, digest form too.
I like it.
I do too. That is a really good. I don't know why that cover just sticks with me.
It's got a good composition there.
It does.
The next one I think is an earlier Martin Simmons series, right?
Yes, this is Joe Hill and Martin Simmons. Dying is Easy.
Yeah, so this is before Department of Truth, which I've never read anything of Martin Simmons prior to Department of Truth, which I do want to see what his art looked like because I don't think it was the same style. I don't think he went to his full like Sienkiewiczyan style yet at that point. And Joe Hill, Stephen King's son, he's no slouch of a writer.
Yep. Indeed. So yes, this edition will also include Rach is German for Revenge, a new 11-page Sid Holmes mystery in glorious black and white, and also has a brand new introduction from Lawrence Block reflecting on cops, comedy, and crime. Frankenstein, Alive, the complete collection with Bernie Wrightson and Kelly Jones. Oh, wait, that's a heck of a duo. Steve Niles at 1999, 104 pages.
Now, this was confusing. This is not the famous Bernie Wrightson Frankenstein artwork where he did like the pieces to go along with the Mary Shelley story. I feel like this was this is after the fact. This is 4 issues. I think he was just doing part of the I don't know. I think it's mostly Kelly Jones art. Let me know in the chat if someone knows, but I know I've seen this book floating around. This is a reprint. But I might pick this up because I do love both Kelly Jones and Bernie Wrightson.
We are on IDW, Dan.
This is the sequel.
Hope you're doing well. The sequel.
Josh says it's a sequel. Thank you.
Hardcover's been out for a minute. Okay. We've got a couple more, of which is Monsters We Make Volume 1 by Corey X. Kenshin. Oh, that's a nice name. Corey Michael and Andrew Gong, $11.99. This volume 1 will feature a foil embellished cover and a glossy color insert.
Cool.
Nice.
We got Order the Night J Book 2, The River Rises, $14.99. We got camping. We got camping and row canoeing. And then we also have the IDW Collection Volume 8 of TMNT at $39.99. Coming out on the 4th of November.
These are the paperbacks that mimic the deluxe edition contents.
Indeed. And yeah, TMNT Universe issues 1 through 8 as well. And then last on the list is The Wind of the Willows. Kenneth Graham and David Peterson. $19.99, 192 pages. All right. So that takes us to the end of IDW. Let's go ahead and move over to Titan Comics and speed through. We got the Blade Runner 2029 complete series and omnibus. We also have a direct market cover from Danny. We got Mike Green, Mike Johnson, and Andres Guinaldo on the arts,
yeah.
$49.99, collecting the critically acclaimed series of 2029.
Yeah, I think I'm going to pick these omnibuses up. I think Joe and I both talked about this on previous episodes where we both love Blade Runner, the movies.
Yeah, I think we say this every month. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're interested by these comics, so I think I'm going to pick up these omnibus editions.
Mm-hmm.
Nice covers too.
Yes, indeed. Do you think we will get TMNT IDW Omnis? That's what I'm waiting for. I mean, they're already doing Omni type collections with those compendium hardcovers. Like that's how they're doing the bigger, thicker collection.
Of the IDW run, though, I don't think so. I think that the deluxe hardcovers and these paperback hardcovers or paperbacks that mimic the contents of the hardcovers are like the biggest editions we'll get. I don't think they'll do like maybe. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe they'll do compendiums, this compendium hardcovers one day. But
yeah, that all depends on the on sales and prices. And I just don't. I think if you just have those two formats, I don't know how you can. I don't know if they can afford a third at the moment. But hey, I mean, we've seen weirder happen. So I wouldn't rule it out in the future. Just I think right now they're focusing on other ways to publish.
Oh, Dana's got the news on Frankenstein Alive here.
Well, Frankenstein Alive was a 4-issue series written by Steve Niles and drawn by Wrightson until his health forced him to turn issue number 4 to Kelly Jones to finish. Interesting.
So it's mostly Wrightson artwork. And Dana would know. Dana edited the Web of Horror hardcover that just got a reprint with Fantagraphics. Check that out. If you're into the creepy, eerie magazines, Web of Horror was a shorter run magazine that had similar artwork and stories.
Indeed. We got the Life is Strange Deluxe Edition, Volume 1 by Emma Vicelli and Claudia Leonardi, coming out on the 29th of October, $24.99, collecting Life is Strange 1 through 4. I've seen a lot of people talk about this. I still have yet to read it, though, but I do want to at some point.
Yeah, I know Zoe Thorogood did a Life is Strange comic as well at one point, which caught me out because of her name, but apart from that, I don't know anything about it.
I will check it out at some point. I don't know when, but at some point will hopefully come soon. We got two more. We got The Space Between the Trees, hardcover, $19.99 by Norm Conyu. And then we also have Marvel's Iron Man, the first 60 years. They've been doing a lot of these first 60 years for big name Marvel characters. So check that out. Move on to the trade paperbacks, the first of which is Solomon Kane by Pat Zurcher, who has been doing some of the backups in the Savage Sword of Conan series at $17.99, collecting the Serpent Ring issues 1 through 4. We also have the Savage Sword of Conan, Volume 3, like I showed last week. These are nice, man. I can't say that they aren't, and I've been reading a lot of Conan. I've been very impressed with all the stuff that they've been doing. This time we got Dennis Culver, Fabian Nicieza, Roberto De La Torre, Chris Burnham, just to name a few, at $24.99, collecting issues 7 through 9 of the current Savage Sword magazine size series.
Nice.
Yeah,
I was going to say, yeah, because I caught up on the Omar's Jim Sub interview recently, and I know this is the Savage Sword stuff, but that was a great interview that definitely got me interested in trying to get around to catching up on these at some point.
Yeah. Like I can't believe it. I'm actually like interested in Conan, like full stop now, which is crazy to think about. We've got Kraken, the direct market edition, $17.99. And then we've got Huge Detective by Adam Rose and Magenta King, $19.99. Loose End, we don't have a trade paperback for that or picture for this, $17.99 by Dave Dwanch and Travis Heimel. Dead Space Volume 3 Liberation by Ian Edgington and Christopher Shy at $17.99. Continuing on, we do have the Bloodborne slipcase trade paperbacks. We had enough to get a volume 4 through 6, $49.99, collecting the next 3 installments of Bloodborne and Lenore in the slipcase set at $59.99. Man, we got a lot of slipcases. Just continuing through, and then we will get to Fantagraphics after this. We have Lenore, the slipcase sets, $59.99, collects Nuji's Wedgies and Cooties. Those are definitely names of ways to call their art. I'm like, all right. I mean, would I have picked that up in middle school? Yeah, probably. We got Rivers of London, volumes 10 through 12, slipcase, $49.99, Collecting Deadly Ever After, Here Be Dragons, and Stray Cat Blues. A nice dragon cover there. We got Gran Familia Volume 1 by Kenji Hamada at $12.99. Raven Dark Hero Volume 1. These are both manga, so brand new mangas they are introducing. This one is a supernatural demi-human and human coexisting story. Raven Dark Hero is about what it means to be a true hero. We got Isekai Metalar Volume 1 by Kasuga Ryo, $12.99, and Cosmic Censorship Volumes 2 of 5, $12.99. Follow the journey of a magic girl. And then we also have Dope Man Volume 3, and my personal favorite of these lines, because I just think the name is so cool, Working for God in a Godless World, Volume 4, trade paperback, $12.99. All right, Taylor, it's time.
Here we go.
Time to zoom through these in the Taylor way that we all know and love.
All right, so Love and Understanding hardcover, the jazz photography of Don Schlitten. This is like a coffee table book of photography of different jazz artists throughout the years. Not really a comic. Moving on, Nocturnos. I do have an advanced copy of this in my hands. This is by Laura Perez. You want to scroll down for me, Dom?
Yes, we'll do.
Laura Perez, who also did, I think this is her 4th release with Fantagraphics. I think the other ones were Totem, Occultos. Oh, wait, Nocturnos. This is the 3rd release with Fantagraphics. Excited to read this. It's like seems like a horror vibed title. And scrolling down, Silly Symphony's collector's box set. This is really cool. Dom, if you want to scroll down.
Yes. I keep.
No, you're fine. I wish I had a controller. I'd help you out. This is the Silly Symphony's box set. This is collecting, I think it was 2 volumes. Yeah, 2-volume set. These were previously released. I think the first volume actually got released through IDW, but then when Sunday Press, I think was an imprint called, when it moved over to Fantagraphics, they re-released the first volume and then released the second volume, and now we're getting into a box set. These are landscape format. These were like newspaper strips of the classic Disney comics, and it features, I believe, Donald Duck's first appearance.
Yep.
And then The Past is a Grotesque Animal hardcover. I'm excited to get this one. This is by Tommy Parrish. If you're into like real, like weird, trippy, surrealist artwork, this is gonna be for you. I've not read any Tommy Parrish stuff yet, but this, I feel like it's gonna make me fall in love with his stuff, and I can't wait to read it. I have a early advanced copy of this next one, Donald Duck in the Lonely Lighthouse on Cape Quack. This is the 29th volume of the Carl Barks library. If you're not familiar with Carl Barks, incredible comedy and adventure comics. These are the later stories. I think these were like early to mid 60s era that he was writing these, and one of the all-time great cartoonists. But this will give us 29 full volumes of Carl Barks, the Carl Barks library. These are all released out of order, but we will have a complete 1 through 29 set once this comes out in October. Walt Disney's Uncle Scrooge gift box set, The Golden Nugget Boat and Cave of Alibaba. These are two of the Carl Barks library's hardcovers put into a slipcase. So that's what they've been doing. They release these as individual volumes, and then whenever they get 2 of them, they'll put them into a slipcase. So some people collect them that way. And then trade paperbacks.
We only have 2.
Witchcraft. This one I'm really stoked for. I'm James Abel. Here's your tip. But Sol Otero did a great book called Mothballs last year, which was nominated for an Eisner, and I absolutely loved it. It's the first book I ever read of hers. I think it's the first that was translated in English. This is the second, which is called Witchcraft. And I was like, the premise and stuff for Mothballs was like, oh, that seems interesting. But I loved it. But then the Witchcraft, this premise, I was like, okay, I'm all in. I love the artist. I love the cartoonist. I want to see what this story is all about. So I'm really excited for this one to come out. And it comes out in October. Perfect time for spooky Halloween. Wish We Weren't Here by, you should do a best duck books to get. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a great idea. I'll do that. Mark it on your calendar. I don't know. Whatever. I'll do it. Wish We Weren't Here. Trade paperback by Peter Cooper. I think these are newspaper strips, but like modern ones. They're like political cartoons, if you will.
No.
Do you know? Sorry.
Oh, no, I don't know. I don't know. I just suddenly realized what that name meant as you said that. I was like, oh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought this was like a something you released over there in your neck of the woods that you might know about. But yeah, the political cartoons, and this is a collection of them. And then I think, is that the last one?
That's the last one.
All right, that's it. Fantagraph.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that's
is
a funny
all
name.
for Fantagraphics. I do find that this one is interesting because it's got a foreword by Jake Tapper. And that is all I have to say there. You got Dynamite. Yes, we did add Dynamite to this roll of solicits, although there isn't much this month. The first one of which is Green Hornet Miss Fury, which is an Alex Segura co-written book as part of, the expanding line. 1999, collecting this specific limited series. And then we do have the Vampirella Archives of Volume 4, from various with different creators, and a cover by Enrique Torres, collecting issues 22 through 28, and the 1972 Animal.
And those Vampirella archives are a perfect companion to the Creepy and Eerie magazine trade paperbacks if you're collecting those from Dark Horse. They're both from Warren magazines. They're both published by the same publisher when they're originally published. It's just that Dynamite has a Vampirella copyright, and then Dark Horse has the Creepy Eerie. But I think I haven't seen one of these in my hands yet. But I'm thinking they're mimicking the same exact format and everything.
Yeah, it's the same trim size and whatnot.
Yeah, so if you're getting the Creepy and Eerie magazine trade paperbacks, you're gonna want these Vampirella archives as well.
Josh, I know what Dynamite is. I don't know what Dynamate is.
Ooh.
So you're going to have to be a little bit more specific, buddy. All right, we got Oni Press next. The first one of which is First Freedom, the story of Opal Lee and Juneteenth, $29.99. And then Free for All by Patrick Horvath, who we recently just had on the channel not too long ago.
We've had him on twice.
Yeah.
Is this before? Is this a story he did before Beneath the Trees?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Because I know he's working on the Beneath the Trees prequel right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think he did this it was independently or through Zoop or whatever, and then it got picked up by.
It's awesome. I'm glad he's catching some steam. He definitely deserves it. He's a super talented creator.
Yeah. Because I almost considered picking up the single issue, and then I didn't get around to it. So it's cool to see this also being put out in a hardcover.
Yeah, I agree. It's really cool that Oni is indeed doing that. MFKZ. I'm not saying it because I don't want to get demonetized. $24.99. The world is going crazy. So you got volume 2 of this. So if you're big into I keep forgetting. Anyways,
this is one of those Magnetic Press books. I think we saw the first volume last month.
Indeed. So they are pumping these out quickly. Rick and Morty 10th Anniversary Omni, Volume 4.
With friend of the channel, it's Kyle Starks on writing.
Indeed, $75 coming out on the 18th of February. Clicking 47 through 60.
Nice. Yeah, I think me and Taylor have talked about these before, similar to like Blade Runner with like Rick and Morty and things. I like the idea of these. I'm sure they're nice. I'm not sure I want them enough to justify getting them for that price and everything, but I'm sure they're cool, and I love the show.
Yeah, I think they have paperback versions too. They've collected it in. So.
True.
Yeah, so if you are big into Rick and Morty and you want it in hardcover, this is definitely one that you should look into. Complete Courtney Crumrin, Volume 3 by Ted Naifa, $39.99. We have also the fourth volume of Covenant by Lysandra Vuong at $24.99 of the hit webtoon from episodes 51 through 73. I should have said that this Crumman Chronicles collects the Charmed and the Cursed, the Lost and Lonely, and the Wild and the Innocent. Epitaphs from the Abyss, 1999, coming out on the 11th of February with a new moon rising. This is going to collect issues 9 through 12.
Part of the EC Comics revitalization.
Indeed. Which Oni's been at the forefront of. You can also get Opal Lee and Juneteenth's First Freedom story at $19.99 in trade paperback. So if this is a format that you're more interested in, it is a same-day release. The Ogress Volume 1, set within the video game universe of Wafku. This is an RPG animated series on Netflix, $19.99. And then we also have Skull Kickers Volume 1, which is a compact attack edition by Jim Zub. I didn't know that he was doing this. And Edwin Huang, collecting issues 1 through 11. And then we have Small Favors by Colleen Coover, $24.99. Yeah, it seems like Josh is big into Skull Kickers. Yeah, I didn't know that Jim Zub was doing a book over at Oni Press. That was Zub's first fantasy book, and has been out of print for a while. What has Karsten missed?
Everything.
I know. We are literally almost done with the stream, Karsten. Like quite literally, we are almost done with the stream.
You think we have 2 more, right? 2 more publishers?
Well, 1 more because Vault does not have any collected editions of this.
Oh, okay.
So we will move over to Mad Cave real quick. The 2 of which, one of these Omar announced, has announced, but that's not the one we're talking about yet. Flash Gordon Classic Collection Volume 5, $49.99. And then we also have Gotcha Man by Cullen Bunn and Chris Bautista and Pasquale Qualano, collecting issues 0 through 5, I should say, and it is at $24.99.
Oh, we got some trades.
Yes, indeed. And then we got a couple of trades. We have Inaka Miranda and Roy Miranda. Inaka Miranda most recently was on Action Comics with John Ridley on the Superstars arc. $17.99 for this Young Blade Forger. It is a brand new graphic novel.
This next one looks awesome. I've never even heard of this Cat Mask Boy.
Yeah, Cat Mask Boy.
I don't know anything about this, but it looks awesome.
I like that. Again, another cover I like. There's just something about the composition between that and the other one. Anyway.
Yeah, and it gives me like Taiyo Matsumoto vibes a little bit. He's one of my favorite mangaka.
It is indeed. We got Ghost Box Volume 1. Hey, by Mike Carey and Pablo Raimondi. $19.99. With the new 10-page epilogue made exclusively for this Mad Cave edition, so there's new content in there. We also got The Last Session Volume 2 re-rolled by Jasmine Walls and Dozer Draws at $14.99. You got It Is an Internet Story. October Girl Volume 1, which is $14.99. Pastime, which probably endears to me here the most, which is a story in the 1920s, collecting issues 1 through 5 of Pastime by Russell Olson and Joe Harris.
And Mark Chiarello on the cover.
Yeah,
He's
Chiarello.
A longtime DC editor.
He is indeed.
He was an editor on a lot of the coolest DC projects, by the way.
Indeed. Slasher's Apprentice by Justin Richards and Val Halverson. $17.99, collecting the first 5 issues. Our first 5 issues, I should say. And then last but not least, we got Zero by Vaho and Felipe Flores, rounding this entire video out. Coming out on the 8th of October.
Look at that. Look at that, everybody. We did it.
Which brings us to the end of this complete solicitations guide to the October creator-owned previews. And I think this has been the short, even though despite the big amount of publishers and whatnots and the one that we just added, we hit under 1.5 hours of runtime here, which I think is pretty impressive.
Yeah, our shortest one in a while.
I like it.
I do indeed. But that brings us to the end of this, of course. Joe, where can people find you, my friend?
Yeah, so you can find the podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and hopefully other places where you get your podcasts. And you can find me on Blue Sky at Joe Talks Comics, on Instagram at Joe Loves Comics, and also on the Good Comic Geek, so I'm not posting as much on Instagram anymore. And yeah, thank you again. I realized earlier, I think this is exactly 1 year since I started these, which is wild. I've been joining the Oni.
Dude, and you've grown a lot in the meantime, Joe. Like, a lot.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Indeed. Oh, James is here. Thank you, James. You can follow my friend there. Done playing Donkey Kong. Taylor, where can people find you?
Taylor Talks Comics over on YouTube. Please go over there and subscribe. Like I said, launching my weekly live show, noon Eastern on Wednesdays. So tomorrow will be the first episode back. We'll be talking San Diego Comic-Con news and have a live chat and everything. So if you want to talk comics at noon on Wednesday, come join me over at Taylor Talks Comics.
James wasn't here the whole time. Yes. And you can find me on this channel where I will be having I got a couple of overviews to put out because yes, Omar has not just put me on the crunch. It seems like I have moved up in the world in the meantime. But if you don't find me here, you can find me on my own channel. Of course, check out everything else here at comicreleases.com. And if you want to track these books, which are all on the upcoming spreadsheets, you can check out our Patreon. It's $2. Gets you a watch list and also helps run server costs because servers are not they're not cheap. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Please stay safe. Please stay healthy and take care wherever you are.
Thanks.